Okay, do we got audio now? Is this the right one? No, it's not on the right one. Give me just 1 second here. We'll get the audio in order. Okay, audio's in order. Okay, cool. All right, is there anything else that's broken? So I transitioned over to the new Mac. I've still got a couple of things that aren't quite right set up, and then I wasn't feeling well, and so I haven't been on for a couple of days. So thank you for those of you that are joining in. I would love to know who you are, where you're coming from, what brings you to the channel tonight. Awesome. Thanks, Josue, to let me know that the audio is working. Now I have the chat over here as well as over here. So hopefully I've got twice the chance of actually seeing when people are chatting me up in the chat. So to give a quick rundown of the situation, if you are looking to get started with Stripe with Node.js, it is a little bit weird because most of the documentation that's out there is for V2 because that's the version that's been around for years and years. And now they've transitioned to V3. I don't know when they transitioned to V3, but as you go looking for just the basics of, hey, how do I make a payment button? It's kind of difficult to figure out just that initial step now. With Stripe.js or Checkout.js or whatever it was that they called it before, it was pretty straightforward, and now but there's more documentation pages. So this is the page that I've linked in the chat, and I'll link it in the chat again just in case it didn't show up for anybody. So there we go. This is the Stripe V3 Quick Start. And so you'll notice this doesn't have any deprecation notices on it. So this is the right thing to start with. And they even have a download full app. So what we're going to do is we're going to download the full app, and we're just going to tinker around and see if we can get it working. I'm going to get a DigitalOcean instance set up, and I'm going to use DuckDNS for the domain. So yeah, that's how we're going to go with this. And with that out of the way, again, thanks for those of you that are joining in. I'd love to know who you are, where you're from, what brings you to the channel tonight. Feel free to ask questions anytime. We're just live coding and hanging out. I'm working on this for a buddy. This is not a paid project, so I'm fine to go on tangents. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. But first, a word from our very important sponsor, but not really our sponsor, Mr. Mountain Dew. Pop it top, my friends. It is time to open focus. Good. And then I spill all over myself. It's been too long since I've popped a Mountain Dew because I've had a little bit of a sore throat. It's getting better now. Anyway. So first things first, we are going to go into, let me go to my demo account here. Just 1 second. I'm going to log into my demo account. Doop. All right, so here we are. So I'm going over into DigitalOcean, and I'm just going to we're going to create a droplet. And I'm going to get a script together for this so that it just creates exactly what I want, because I go through this thing every time, but it's always the same thing. And I think I could just script this. We don't need a volume. Yeah, IPv6 monitoring. Sure, why not? We'll go ahead and select. Oh, actually, I do need to add new SSH keys. So let me see if I can. I think I actually need to go into settings for this. I'm going to do this on the other screen. But I now have new SSH keys, new machine, new SSH keys. So there's my pub key right there. And I'm going into security over here. And I'm actually just going to delete the existing SSH keys because I'm not going to use either of those anymore. I have reformatted both of those machines. So now I have my main M1 Max. So I'll just show you over here. There's just under account, security, settings, you have this option to add SSH key. You just paste it in, and then I always copy the comment and add SSH key. There we go. And then I do have one other computer that I'm going to add. In fact, I need to update my authorized keys because they are no longer correct. The one on my website. So this one right here. I'm calling it Backscratch. That's my backup computer now. I'm just down to 2 computers again. The M1 Max and then a 2015 MacBook Pro. Well, and then technically a third because I've got a work computer, but I've got my main computer, my backup computer. All right, cool. So those are in there now. So now let's see. I'm just going to refresh this page. And I'll probably have to click through these options again. Oh, good. It looks like it kept my selections. Cool. But now we've got the new SSH keys, and we're just going to call this one Stripe Demo. I'm just going to call it that. Yeah, it'll be Stripe Demo duck.dns.org. Let's go ahead and see what we can get here. I'm just going to do sign in with Twitter. Let me bring this over because it shows the API key. All right, so this one, I guess this doesn't matter because this was Stripe Demo. I'm just going to see if oh, that's me. I can get, yeah, I got it. Great. Okay, cool. All right, so I've got Stripe Demo now. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. Can I? Nope, I can't get that out of the way. Okay, there we go. So you can see now I've got Stripe Demo in my duck.dns over here. I need to rearrange these windows a little bit so I can click between them. And then, okay, yeah, so that's what we're calling this one, Stripe Demo duck.dns. I'm just going to add the tag delete me, as I often add to things that I'm going to delete when I'm done. And then generally I would select enable backups because there's no downside to enabling backups, except in this case, I'm only going to have this thing for what, an hour or so? So the backups wouldn't even activate. So in about 30 seconds or so, we should have the IP addresses. And then I'm just going to pop the IP addresses over here. So let me go ahead and click. All right, cool. So we've already got the IPv6 address. So I'm going to just paste that in there. And then we've got the IPv4 address, and I will paste that in here. I think I actually have to do these individually. We'll see. Yeah, I've got to do them individually. Not that it too much matters about having the IPv6 address, but I like to have it. Okay, so now and now you've seen my key. So of course I'm going to have to delete this account or recreate token. Oh yeah, I'll just recreate token. There we go. That's what I was trying to stay away from, but I guess it doesn't matter. It's all right. Now I've recreated the token, so that token is no longer valid. All right, and this should be ready to rock and roll. So just go back. Okay, I'll copy it this way. Let me go back here. Okay. Oh, and where's my keycaster? Keycaster. There we go. Oh, okay. Let's move this back over here where it normally goes. Move this down just a little bit. There we go. So it's not too much in the way. Great. Okay. I got to move this over. I don't know why that didn't start on startup. I'll have to check on that later. All right, so we're going to SSH into, it's going to be root at Stripe Demo. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull down, so on web install, I'm going to give you all this link as well. SSH add user. So this is a little script that I put up for initializing a VPS with a non-root user. So this is what I do every single time is I always initialize. And there we go. So now I have a non-root user to log in with. And so now I can just SSH. And I have my SSH config set up so that it always assumes that the default user is app, because that's kind of the de facto username these days that people use, and I think that that's good to go with. So SSH add user just adds that user, gives it admin privileges, and then sets up SSH so that SSH has the insecure options turned off, such as allowing passwords and stuff like that. So this is a key-only user. And then here, let's go ahead and we should be able to get Node. So there's Node. All right, and let me go ahead and follow the instructions here. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. And now I need to get back to download this code. So I'm going to select, if I can, let's see, will it let me copy? It won't let me copy the link. Let's see what happens when I click download. Well, that's kind of awkward. I really do want this code here. Hey, dear Stripe, I cannot copy this link, so I cannot download this. So let me tweet at them real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm just going to compose a nice little tweet at Stripe. The link on your QuickStart page to download the button, the download button on your QuickStart page doesn't have a link. I can't curl or wget the file onto my server. All right, there we go. So I sent them that nice little tweet, and hopefully they'll respond. But this is the trick I'm going to use, is I'm just going to go ahead and say, let's download this to downloads. And I'm going to go show all here. Oh, no. Oh, how odd. Okay. So what they're doing is they're using a data application URL. Yeah, you can see this. And what they ought to be using instead is, whoops, I don't want to. I guess that works. Okay, so I'm just going to rsync it over. That's what I'm going to do. So here we're going to open up a new window. Rsync. Oh, and by the way, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to install iterm2 utils on this so that I get my nice color themes and everything. So I want to exit out of that and go back in. And now we see the color change. So I like to put iterm2 utils on all my... I use iterm2. This only works with iterm2, but I get my profile switching. So just to show you, for those of you that might be interested, in my iterm2 preferences, I have these different profiles, and under advanced, I have automatic profile switching. So if it's the local user, if it's a remote, if it's different things, I have it. I have different color schemes set up. On this one, I need to fix that because it looks like some of them are missing, didn't come over in the transition. But that way, if I'm logged into a production system, it kind of has a red tint to it. I normally use the Ubuntu theme or the I think it's Cyberpunk theme. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just go ahead and get these downloads. So what was that called? Was that called Stripe something, or Stripe sample code? And we're taking it to stripe demo.duckdns.org. And we're just going to plop it in the home folder there. Okay, boom. So we're done with that one. I'm closing that one out. And there we are. So heaven willing, unzip is already installed. Let's see. Nope, not installed. So apt install -y unzip. So we'll get that. Josue, what do you say here? I have just that, but more native, managed through bash rc. I don't know anything about that. So if you want to tell me a little bit more about that, that would be cool to know. If there's a way, if there's a way to do this that just hooks into RC files, and it might just hook into an RC file. Let me go check. I haven't installed Fish on here yet. Oh, bless me. Let's see. I don't see anything in here that looks itermy. Okay, I'm going to check in my .profile. Do I see anything here that looks itermy? Yes. Okay, so I'm guessing that this right here is probably similar. I've never actually looked into this, but I guess it would be cool to have it work without having to have iterm. Well, iterm enable shell with team Lexi. I'm not going to go through this. That's not what we're here for. But yeah, tell me more about that. Okay. So now I'm just going to make a directory called Stripe demo, because often what happens with zip files is that they unpack from the root and then they unpack whatever directory you're in. That happens with tars every once in a while too, but usually tars are encapsulated in a folder, where zip files, it's 50-50. So let's go ahead and do this. Good thing I did that, because the zip file did not have a folder inside of it. It was a bare root directory. Okay, so now I think what we should have, and this is kind of neat, but I think what we should have here, oh, this is a download. Nope. I think these are the same thing. I think they both link to this data URL that I think they zipped it in the browser. That's kind of cool, I guess. Anyway, I think these files are exactly what we have. So maybe that was, a lot of hoopla for nothing. And then I'm going to go ahead and get Caddy. And we're gonna set up Caddy real quick. So webinstall.dev/caddy. I have my nice little default file that I like to use for, this is just a general reverse proxy example that works for, many of the use cases, most use cases, it seems. Okay, and we're also going to get VPS utils. Let's go ahead and grab those too, because I've got in here set cap netbind. Let's see. Oh, I don't have set cap netbind in here. Oh, whoops. This has the old version of it. That's fine. It still works. Anyway, so cap netbind caddy. Let's see if this works. Did it? I think it did. And then we need a caddy file. So I'm just going to open that up real quick. And then we're going to change all instances of example.com with stripe demo.duckdns.org. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of these ones because we don't actually need that. We'll say our reverse proxy is 3000. All the rest of this stuff looks good. This is all just generic stuff. I'll give you these links as well. So here's the Caddy cheat sheet right here. All right, so now we're going to have our web server up here in a matter of just a few seconds. And from this Caddy cheat sheet, I'm also going to say, is this all right? I think this is all right. Yeah. So register Caddy service. Okay, so basically here I'm just saying I got a sudo. I'm going to use serviceman. I'm going to add a system service under the current username. This actually should be in quotes. I'll have to go update that. If somebody wants to open an issue on the webinstall.dev that, or even if you want to go do the pull request for this, that'd be awesome. Just that's supposed to have quotes in it. And we're going to call it Caddy, and it's going to run from the current directory with the Caddy file. Okay, great. In fact, but there's one more thing I want to add to this, actually. No, I don't need to change anything about that. That's going to work just great. So we're going to run this. Oh, whoops, we don't have serviceman yet. All right, so let me get serviceman. Okay. Boom, there we go. All right, so now we've got Caddy running. So if I go to, oh, whoops, there's a couple things we need to change here first. Let me go back to that Caddy file. So down here at the root path, this should be now, I think it's stripe demo public. Yeah, that's what it should be. Oh, and I can't use tilde. I have to use home app. There we go. That's what it's going to be. So let me do system control restart Caddy. And then with a little luck, when we go to stripe demo.duckdns.org, okay, cool. So 404, that's a good sign. Let's see what's in this. Checkout.html. So let's do this. Let's move from checkout.html. Let's move that to index.html. And then let's try this again. All right, cool. There we go. So now we have our little Pay Now button. So we're halfway done with the demo. Excellent. Next thing I need to do, let's see, we've got register Caddy service. So let's go ahead and do register node service. And I'm just going to make a couple small changes here because this is going to be called stripe demo is what we're going to call our node app. And then this needs to be npm run start probably is all that I think it would need to be. And then maybe we give it a port. say port 3000, for example. So let me just double check on that real quick. Do we have a server.js here? Yeah, so I think if we run npm run start, yep, okay, we just have to run npm CI first. Oh, okay, we're missing npm install save. Oh, we have to do npm init. So npm init, I'm just going to do -y so that it fills out everything. And then we're going to have to do save. I'm guessing Stripe, Express. Let me see what it says here on the documentation page. Install Stripe. But what else have they got? Yeah, Express. So Stripe and Express, that should be all that we have to install here. Okay. So with that, let me try this again. npm run start. Okay, it's working. Oh, listening on port 4242. Okay, let's just go ahead and update caddy. Let's say that it's going to reverse proxy to 4242, which makes sense because that's the fake Visa card number that Stripe uses is 4242. Okay, so we're going to do 4242. So I'm just going to run register caddy service again because it's just going to recreate the file. I don't know. It's just faster. I don't need to recreate it again. I could have just run restart, but it's just faster to do it that way sometimes. And then with this one, we actually do want to change this. Well, apparently they don't listen to -- port, so I guess that's kind of a mute point to put in there. I'm just putting it in there to be illustrative, I guess. So I'll rerun that. Okay, so now we've got our node services running, but actually I do want to change this a little bit. I'm going to install watch exec as well. All right, so now we got watch exec, and we're going to do this. We're going to do watch exec. We're going to do -r, so we want to restart it, -e for looking at JS files, -r to restart. And then this is kind of a funny thing. I think this is actually a bug in Serviceman. You got to put the double dashes twice rather than just once. So typically the way it works is anytime you have some sort of runner, so actually it should be this way, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I don't know that sudo actually will use that. But typically after every service runner type thing, you put a -- to let it know that it's done with its arguments so that it doesn't read in the next thing as arguments to itself or flags to itself. So I think that should do the business on that one. Watch exec could not be found in path. Hey, programming with JavaScript, what is up? Welcome to the channel. Have I seen you around here before? I don't know if I've seen you around here before. Okay, so we're going to try this again. Okay, there we go. So if I'm not mistaken, let's go ahead, do a little refresh here. That's looking good. If I click pay now, let's see what happens. This might be a valid test key. Yeah, that's not looking good. I don't think that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and open up the console and see what's going on here. Create payment intent gets a 404. Oh, you know what? I bet that their example might be a little bit bad. Yeah, it is. Okay, so they did not put API in front of their routes. Okay, that's not a big problem though. Let's just go find that. What was that called? Create payment intent. So I'd like to open a bug on that with them because really you should start your API routes with /API. And that way it's easy to route it, with the web server and all that. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Nope. Oh, I forgot RG. There we go. Get RG. I'm going to actually make a Webby for myself that just completely sets up the system the way that I like it. Okay, so let's do this. Where's the fetch at? API. Okay, cool. So with that, because we got watch exec going, this should be restarting every time I edit a JavaScript file. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back to this, refresh, and let's see what we get when we click pay now. Still not looking good. Okay. Bad gateway. So that's all right. That's good. All things considered. So let's take a look then at the caddy file real quick. Okay, localhost 4242. Can we curl localhost 4242? No, we can't. Connection refused. All right, what's that about? Let's see. App.listen. I don't know what kind of crap they're doing here. I hate it when they do this. Okay, there's a number of things wrong with this. It doesn't start with use strict. You have to do that when you're doing Node. You don't have to do that in things that are Babelified, but you have to do that when you're doing Node. And then they're not using, well, first, none of these things are constant. So this is just, this is a me thing. I think it should be a whole world thing. Don't call it a constant unless it's a constant. If it's a constant, call it a constant by all means, but don't call variables constants. That just, it defies intuition. Okay, so we're going to do require HTTP, and then I'm just going to do down here http.create server, and I don't think we really have to do anything there. I guess put an app, so we could do let server equals, and then we could do server.listen. And I don't know why they put the stupid arrow functions in here, because there's nothing that needs to be done with thisness. So, okay. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to get Vim Essentials real quick, too, so that I've got my whole IDE set up. So give me a few seconds on that. All right. Oh, and Josue, I forgot to acknowledge your comment earlier about the README for your dot files. That'd be awesome. Okay. So now I've got my full-blown IDE set up with all of my syntax highlighting and everything that I like to have. Let me go ahead and make a .js hint file. Let's see. Did I get my .js hint changes in? Do I have? Yeah, there we go. Check that out. So, oh, did I do this wrong? Oh, whoops. Somebody please remind me to open a bug for this. Oh, yep. There's a couple things wrong there. There we go. All right, so now, and do I have a dot prettier like that? No, I don't. Okay. I'm going to go open up a bug real quick on Webby. Let's go check it out on GitHub, issues, bug report. This is typo in JS hint docs. Okay, let's see. And JS hint RC Webby JSON 5. Okay. Should be. I'm just going to bring this up and maybe somebody, and I'll link this so if one of y'all want to take this on, you can take it on. Okay, and this is in relation to what? JS hint? Where's JS hint? JS hint right there. Okay, so this is going to be an install sh. No, not install sh. This is going to be an. Is it here as well? Yep. Okay. So there's two places where I have this typo. Both in blank and in, let's see. There we go. And I'm going to say anybody can take this. Whoops. This is labels, first timers, good first issue, up for grabs. Okay, if anybody wants to have their first commit on GitHub, this is a very simple change here. So, you basically edit 2 text files and you're good. So that's the JS hint docs typo. All right. Okay, let's close out of these. We got too many things open up here. Also, I've got this weird thing going on with M1 Max. If the screen goes all the way down to the very last pixel, there's a few pixels up at the top of my monitor which you can't see because it's on the physical monitor. I don't think it's on the. It could be on the virtual display. I ought to screen record it and see, if it happens. It's the very first line of pixels all the way at the top has these little marching ants in one little spot. But as soon as I move, it's almost like the last line down at the bottom. If I'm all the way down at the bottom, it's almost like a little part of the last line is wrapping around back up to the top of the screen. As soon as I lift it just 1 pixel up, it disappears. It's just kind of an annoying little thing that I have to deal with. Anyway, all right, so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so we're just looking at what's going wrong here. All right, so I like to have an actual HTTP server rather than having weird abstractions around it. Now server listening on, and I like to do this dot address. There we go. Or better, we could do server dot address. That'd be the more appropriate way to do it. Anyway, let's see what happens if we run this. All right, that works. So I think what happened is that something went wrong with, if I look at the logs for Stripe demo, I think we're going to see, okay, npm not found. Okay, I think I know what went wrong there. So we're going to register node service. I think the problem is that I forgot to add the path. So path equals path, or path, like that. That should do it. So register node service. I need to update the cheat sheet for that as well. All right, now let's see what our logs tell us. Okay, cool. Now it's running. So let's check out this demo here. Pay now. Oh, okay, cool. So it got this intent thing, and then we just do 42424242424242, and then it doesn't matter what we put in here. Anything that is not expired should work. So let's put 1026. I'm feeling lucky. 90210, sure, why not? 90210. All right. Let's see, pay now. And then it's going to redirect. No, thank you. Oh, interesting. 4242. So we need to get rid of the 4242 on this. So let me go. Whoa. Let me go back here real quick. So I canceled that. That was just the logs. I didn't actually cancel the server. Let's see. Public checkout. Let's see. Where do we have 4242 in this place? Okay, return URL. Now this one's interesting because what they should have done here, let's get back to that return URL. What they should have done here would be document dot, oh gosh, let me see. I think it's document.origin. Document.origin. Is that what it should have been? Let's go back to this real quick. Open this up. Document dot, is it origin? Dot location dot origin. Yeah, okay. So this is what they probably should have done, except origin wouldn't catch a path. We really need the relative path. So I guess it would be href. Depends on how it's set up. but let's say that this is what it should have been. They should have done, all right, let URL equals new URL. Okay, and then I forget what it is. It's url.resolve, I think. And then checkout.html. Let me go look up the documentation for that. W3C URL resolve. W3 URL. Let's do MDN URL. Okay, resolve. No, I could have sworn they had something. Let me. Constructor, protocol, methods, create, revoke, toString, JSON, path name. That's interesting. I thought there was a resolve method. I guess that's just on Node. But let's go ahead and run with this for a second. So let's say that we're going to put in here, whoops, document.location.href. Okay, so always var whenever you're in a console. That way you don't kick yourself in the butt. Okay, so we've got path name here. So we should be able to do path name plus equals. And let's see if this will resolve for us correctly. Checkout.html. And that does not resolve for us correctly, unfortunately. Let's try this. Does that? Okay, so unfortunately, it doesn't do what I thought it would do. I thought that it would appropriately canonically resolve the URL, but it doesn't. So let me think about the best way to do this. It's basically, here's what we need to do. We need to take, if there is a trailing slash, we're just going to replace it with 0. That's what that does. I mean, with empty string. That's what that does. So if there's a trailing slash there, replace the trailing slash with an empty string. So what we're saying is basically replace this, except we're doing replace last instead of replace first by using a regular expression, and then having backslash slash, that slash, and then backslash $ means end of line. So if it weren't escaped, it would look like this. Oh, whoops. We don't need to escape that. We only need to escape this. Okay, cool. By the way, feel free to slow me down, ask questions, whatever. We're, just live coding and hanging out after all. So, whatever. Do I have any other places where we need to work on this? Let's see. URL equals strip possible trailing slash example localhost 4242. All right. Oh, that may or may not have worked actually. Okay, I'm getting into the weeds here. I'm going to move on. Oops. Okay, because also that might have been the checkout.html itself. So if that had been the checkout.html, whatever, just origin. That's the simplest. That's the simplest thing right there. Boom. All right. Origin. Let's call it origin. There we go. And again, pet peeve, if it's not a constant, don't call it a constant. And what is this? Yeah, missing use strict. Oh, they didn't wrap this in an iffy. I'm not going to go through all that stuff. It's too much garbage. Okay. All right. So where else do we have the 4242? Just there? Okay, cool. So let's try this again. And let's see if this works out this time. 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42, 42. And then I think I actually will have this. I think I will save this. When it asks me, do you want to save this card? I think I'm going to say yes. Because I'll know 4242 is a test card. All right. Oh, you know why? Because I didn't refresh. That's the problem here. Okay, so let me refresh so that we get the updated HTML. And then I'm just going to fill out this card, 777, 90210. Sure. All right. Oh, and then we don't actually want the checkout.html. Oops. Checkout.html. So this really should have just been origin, period. That's it. Document.location.href or .origin. I'm going to go with .href in this case. Yeah, there we go. That actually does exactly what it needs to do. All right, so let's try this one more time. All right. (90210) and go. All right, payment intent. And it came back with a payment intent. So why did this not get captured? I'm imagining something was supposed to happen here. Let's take a look. Payment intent client secret. There's no such thing as a client secret. That doesn't make sense. But let's go with it. All right, check status. Payment intent client secret. So this has a client secret in it. Okay. So I think what this is saying is check status is, I'm guessing when the page loads, it's checking the window. Yeah, client secret. If not client secret, console.info. We should do this. No client secret. All right. So this is messed up somehow. Because the window.location.search, if we look at it, okay, let me get out of here and then open this back up again. All right, so if we look at this, that definitely has the client secret in it. So what if we do new URL, search params? Okay, I hate this crap. Stupid. Nobody needs an iterator for something that's only going to have a maximum number of values in the worst possible scenario, 100. No one needs an iterator for that. That's complete BS. This ticks me off. The people that were creating the standards for this were basically just, I don't know, goofing off with their intellectualism. There's no reason to not just have this be JSON. I hate it. The way that the people are going and trying to take all of the good things about JavaScript and rip it out of it makes things super complicated. And it's not necessary. It doesn't make sense. Well, let's go ahead and try to fetch this here. Okay, that is totally there. Okay, so we should be seeing whatever this show message is. We should be seeing that at this point. All right, so let's go ahead and, is this the right page? I think it is. So let's go ahead and refresh here and see what message we get on the console. Nothing. Payment intent. So that's really odd to me. So where's check status coming in? Check status. Okay, initialize check status. Okay, let's just do console.log. Yeah, let's just console.log. Checking status. I mean, that should fire off, right? I have one thought, which is that I've noticed sometimes Caddy, well, I don't know if it's Caddy. I think it must be Caddy. I think maybe sometimes it caches some stuff by default that it doesn't seem like there's a need for it to cache by default. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's coming across the wire here. Let's look at the network tab. Let's get rid of all this nonsense. Okay, let's clear that out. Clear. Okay, we'll do it this way. Clear. Okay, so we'll go ahead and refresh here. Holy bejeebies. Holy hug nuts. What in the world? I don't even know what hug nuts are. I guess they're like lug nuts. What is this? What terrible, terrible... where is this even coming from? Is this some sort of plugin that I have installed? Pay.google.com? What? Oh, play and pay. I wonder if Stripe is loading the Google Pay API in case you... I'm guessing it probably shows another button. So in addition to Pay Now, it probably shows Pay with Google if the Google Pay API is implemented. So if I'm on an Android device, and I bet that if I were to open up Safari, let me just try this real quick, it might show Apple Pay. That would be interesting. Of course, it actually wouldn't because the security policy probably would not. Well, let's see. Let's bring this over here real quick. We're going to take our demo app and we're going to open it up right here. Oh, payment succeeded. So now it's showing payment succeeded. It just flashed it, though. It's a flash message. Oh, it's a flash message, so I just didn't see it. Okay. All right. So now the next question we got to ask is, let's go to, so okay, in summary, this works now. I don't know if it was a caching issue or what it was. Generally, I have this disabled cache checked. Generally, if my inspector is open, caching is disabled. So maybe that was showing up, and because it was a flash message, I hate flash messages, by the way. Auto-disappearing flash messages, I hate them. But maybe I just missed it because of that. All right, so good. Now, what we need to know now is on the server side here. So we had a create payment intent, calculate order amount items. Okay, so we have an amount here. Calculate order amount items. Great. Cool. So basically, let's see, where did items come from? Items is the body. And then payment intent. So let's see if we can hack this here. So checkout items. Where's items at? So let's say that the amount here is, and I think we're doing this in pennies. So let's call it cents. Or, you know, just for documentation purposes, this may not mean anything. Yeah, I kind of want to call it cents. It's going to be USD, so it could be $1. And this doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, so, okay, so this is just arbitrary, right? Wait, create payment intent. Ah, crap. No, this does not do what I thought it should do. Or does it? No, this goes to my API first. Got it. Okay, this goes to my API first. It's a little bit awkward because it doesn't show. You'd think you'd want to show to the user. Okay, this is another thing that ticks me off. Look at all this use of, look, document. They're using query selector, and yet they're using IDs. Don't use IDs. There's no reason to use IDs. IDs only cause trouble. They do. So here's the reason I don't. One of the reasons I don't like IDs, and I think that using IDs is really amateurish. Whoops. Let me go back here. Preserve log. That's fine. Clear that out. Okay. So check this out. Window payment form. Okay. So IDs creep into the global namespace, and so inevitably you make an ID for something that you don't realize. So user, you make an ID for user, or you make an ID, for example, for submit. So if I was just going to check here, whoops, I don't know what I did, but if I just did if submit console.log, do the submit. All right. It's just true. It's automatically true. So perfect example of why you should never use IDs. Just use a class or use a name or use a data ID. So you could do this. I don't think that the idea of IDs makes much sense, but you can do data ID. But I would say just do the standard way and use a class. Of course, then I've got to go through and fix all their places where they're using IDs senselessly. And then a couple of things like that. Class. And then I like to prefix my things with JS as well, so that you can tell, oh, this is being used as a selector. And then the other things are being used as classes. So JS, JS, JS. Let's see. JS submit. Yeah. Was there any more ID stuff there? Let me go fix the other one real quick. Oops. Oh, and then let's see. The worst is when they use the IDs in the CSS as well. Yeah, see, look at this. So this is the worst because it's duplexing, or is that the right word? It's multiplexing. It's using an ID both as a selector for CSS and for JavaScript. Ugh. Bad idea. Don't do it. Don't do it, friends. Friends don't let friends use IDs. Because now this doesn't make any sense. Because basically now I need to go duplicate all these class names because they're not being used the way that it makes sense that they'd be used. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Pound. Pound. Does anything start with pound? Start with pound? Nothing? Not even a little bit? Okay, cool. So, all right, so we got payment message, payment element, and then was it submit? Now that those two are it. Okay, let's go back here. I should have done a git init and an initial git commit before I did any of this, just as a, hey, let's see what we change as we go along. Okay, but props on them for using query selector at least. Props to them. Document.query selector. Yeah, I just find this to be, because as you build out, it becomes more and more difficult to figure out what the heck was the intent on these things. Was it intended? Was this for a class? Was this for a component? You just don't know. So I'm just going to see here, button txt. All right. Now let me go back here and try to match these up. Was it this one? No, it was this one. All right, so now we actually we want a selector for this, but then we also want to be able to style it. So see what I'm talking about? And so this is where data, using data names is sometimes really useful, but it's also a little bit more verbose. So, you know, whoops. You won't necessarily like, not everybody's necessarily going to like the verbosity of it. Okay, there we go. Now it's clear what is intended. You know, these things that have JS in front of them, I'm actually selecting them. I'm using them in the JavaScript. It's not just styling. It's really clear. If a designer were to come look at this, I could say, hey, anything that has a JS dash in front of it, don't touch it, you know? Okay, cool. So that's all good. So now let's go ahead and let's just take this back from the top. All right, so here's my demo. Is it going to load? I might need to refresh it again. Or I might need to look to see if there's a payment element somewhere. Payment element. Oh, there it is. Oh, are there IDs in here too now? Okay. All right, what was this complaining about? Missing use strict. Yeah, so this whole thing should be wrapped. This is the proper way to do this, so that, especially if you're using const, you cannot use, it should be disallowed to use a top level const. That should just, there's, okay, or is the reason for that, are they trying to export some of this stuff? No, it's all here, right? Nothing's exported. Okay, whatever. All right, let's try this out. Let's see. Okay, cool. So this looks like it's working out. And then 7777 and 90210, and then pay now. And then it's doing something with the server. It's come back and it says payment succeeded right there. But if you blink, you'll miss it. Yeah, not quite if you blink, you'll miss it, but you see what's going on there. Okay, so there we are. So I'm going to take my little ditty here, and I'm gonna put this on my GitHub real quick. So I'm just going to take what we did. I'm going to document it. By the way, what questions do you have? What do you want to know about this? So I'm going to say Stripe v3 node demo. Taken from a cleaned up version of the Stripe v3 QuickStart. There we go. Add a README, add a gitignore, when do node, choose license, Moz. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do then is we're going to, hey, what's up, Humble Ant? Good to see you too. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I was down and out for a little bit. You might be able to still hear a little bit in my throat. I've had a bit of a head cold and just been really messed up here, so I just slept through the weekend. Okay, so, oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're just going to run rough that. Careful. Yes, that's the one we want to run rough. All right, so I'm going to go here and just clone this. Git clone. Yep. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. That's okay. Hold on. just going to go to temp here, git clone. Fine with this thing getting deleted. All right, and we are going to unzip from download Stripe. Replace README. I'm going to go with no. Let's see what the README says. Stripe demo README. Interesting. They did code fences, but they did them wrong. That is a valid code fence style, but it's not the canonical one. I don't know why they would do that. And I don't know why they wouldn't put the JS in their code fences. Okay, anyway. So yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say we're going to take what's in the README. It's weird, really weird that GitHub doesn't do. GitHub themselves don't actually produce a properly formatted common markdown file when they create your markdown file for you. Oops. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to say, how about we do this? We're going to check out branch official, and then we're just going to add everything here. And then we're going to commit -m. Initial commit of official zip. All right. All right, so then we're going to check out main, and we're going to rebase official, and then I'm going to update this, and I'm going to add. All right, now we're going to do our cleaned up version. So I'm going to grab from Stripe demo.duckdns.org Stripe demo. We're just going to plop these things here. All right. And then I am going to change this from Stripe demo to example. Okay, so I'll have this out for y'all in just a bit. Thanks. I appreciate the well wishes. All right, so export path equals what were we doing here? Home dot local bin, right? And we're going to do webby node caddy watch exec sdrg. No, we don't need those specifically, do we? If not, command -v unzip dev null. then sudo apt install -y unzip. No, we don't need unzip. This should be it, right? Okay. All right, we've got a package.json here. I wonder if there's anything I need to do about this. Probably not. Stripe sample? That's weird. Was the package.json already there and I just didn't? I'm so confused. Because it complained that there wasn't a package lock. Oh, maybe they just didn't have a package lock in the zip file. Period. Let's see what it says. Does it says, oh, package.json was modified. Got it. Okay. Let's check and see what this is about. Interesting. Okay. We are going to just add everything here. I do not know why it doesn't ignore swap files by default. It really should. Them swap files are .star.sw star. Okay. Okay. Whoops. I'm going to check out, where is it? No, we're just going to take this right here. Stripe 3 demo. I'll have to go see if I can find this on their GitHub too and see if I can make an official pull request for it. Okay, is my prettier RC not here? Indeed, my prettier RC is missing. That's okay. Prettier RC. Prettier RC.json. Come on. What's going on? Is Prettier not installed right now or something because I just reinstalled Node? Is that the deal? Why is Prettier not running? Prettier rc.json. Pros wrap, always. Should we wrap pros? Is my... let me go check my Prettier real quick. Pros. Pros wrap. I don't know why Prettier's not fall. I'm just going to reinstall Vim Essentials. Maybe I didn't have it installed on here properly, or I don't know what's going on. So good. Not cold enough, but so good. You really... Orange flavor. The orange flavors really come through. Did you know that Mountain Dew is orange juice? So next time your mom says, quit drinking all that Mountain Dew, it's so bad for you. You know, you can tell her, you can say, no, Mom, it's orange juice. It's the third ingredient, concentrated orange juice. You can't see it, but I promise you, it's there. Good old brominated vegetable oil. See, it's got your vegetables in it too. .prettierrc.json. Okay, 80. Okay, maybe, just maybe. Oh, okay. It was just my eyes. That is actually 80 characters long there. Okay. So let's move right along. And I will get y'all this pushed up to GitHub. So let me go ahead and give you the repo where this is going to be. Stripe. You cannot comment on US products. Why not? Do they not have Mountain Dew in your country? Oh, that's a verbose way to go about it. It would actually be sufficient to just say this. That is the appropriate, sufficient way to say that. All right, and this should be CI. Let's not build the server. Okay, let's get a couple things straight here, y'all. You don't have the quality of Mountain Dew that you deserve. Is that what's going on? They're depriving you? Well, please don't tell me that they give you your Mountain Dew with sugar. Blah. Only the best for this fella right here. I want the high fructose corn syrup, not that low fructose syrup. Yeah, in some countries, brominated vegetable oil is... Oh, interesting. I guess it depends on where you buy your Mountain Dew. This one is from Purchase, New York. My guess is that in New York, they don't allow brominated vegetable oil, because this one actually does not say brominated vegetable oil. Interesting. Oh, and this is part of RC Cola? What? That makes no sense. Bottled under the authority of PepsiCo. Yeah, so you get different. This is the thing. So sometimes you'll hear me say, this one tastes especially good today. The thing is, different cans of Mountain Dew actually do taste different based on which plant they come from, because different plants around the country use different ingredients based on the regulations that they have there. I think that brominated vegetable oil in general is on the out. Okay, anyway, back to what we're trying to do here. All right, go to... Let's see, run the example. Actually, step 0 would be register a domain such as Stripe demo 123 at... Here we go. There we go. That's the appropriate way to do this. update caddy file update caddy file to use replace example.duckdns.org with your domain in the caddy file. Oops, there we go. All right, and then install deps. Run the server, npm run start is actually what we should do there. Let's see. Bash install.sh. Run the server. So then we should have dash register caddy service.sh. Node service.sh. Okay, so here's a thing. Let me go check this out. Register caddy service. So if it is on Mac, here's a weird thing. So if you're on Mac, you should not specify username. So let's see if I forget what the test is to see if you're on Mac. Is it Arch? No. Is it uname? Uname dash, was it D? No. Dash N dash R dash A. No. Dash something. S? There we go. Uname dash S. Whoops. Yay, there we go. So if Darwin is equivalent to uname-s, then else, and I need to update. This is really a bug in Serviceman. There's the problem. Should not have username. And then this is going to be similar on register node service. Oops. Because really, Serviceman should print out, hey, that's not allowed. You cannot use username on Darwin. So when I used to live in Albania, and when I lived in Albania, it was the most hilarious thing because there was a company in Georgia, United States, that was licensing. It was basically an international licensing business. So what they did is they were kind of a registered agent of some sort for European companies, so that they will sell products and they'll put USA on the label, and there's really nothing to do with the USA. It's just that they have a registered agent in Georgia that licenses products for Europe. And so it would say USA quality or USA brand or something, but it would be brands that you'd never hear of in the United States because they're literally just the same brands that are sold in that country. So for us, Walmart, and you probably heard of Walmart. I don't know if they have that in the rest of the world, but Walmart and Smith's, which those are local to the West, and Food Lion, all these grocery stores. They're all part of Associated Foods. There's 2 or 3 food groups that have all of the foods in the entire United States go under 2 or 3 different food groups, food companies, shipping companies. And so when you buy something from Walmart, they call it Great Value. When you buy it from Smith's, it's called, they used to be called Western Family, but now it's called something else. Kroger is another one. Anyway, it's the exact same product. It's just being relabeled for depending on where it's being shipped to, it's being relabeled for that grocery store's value brand. And that's essentially what this company was. And it was hilarious because people, they actually thought that they were drinking an exotic American soda. Speaking of exotic, there was this thing called Fanta Exotique, which is I guess it's the next best thing to Mountain Dew. But unfortunately, we can't get it in the United States, but we had it over in Europe. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so this should be good. Let's see. Now this should even work for local host domains. Let me see about this. Hold on. This is a cool thing here. Duck DNS, caddy. API token, override domain, duck DNS domain. This should definitely have slightly better documentation. Okay, TLS. Okay, so we should be able to put our DuckDNS API token in here. Should we just put that? We should be able to put that directly in here. We shouldn't have to. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze in just a second. Okay. There we go. Replace with your, okay, for local host, set your duck DNS IP to 127.0.0.1 and replace in the let's see, set duck DNS, replace with your duck DNS token in the caddy file. Yep. And then what we're going to say here, uncomment the 3 TLS lines, including your duck DNS token. All right. And this would be what? Node, caddy, watch exec. Oh, crap. You know what? For caddy builds, we're going to need a caddy build. caddy plugins. Extending caddy. Caddy plugins. Let's see. Download caddy with plugins. Bless me. I don't know where it went. This is kind of frustrating. Maybe if I just go to caddyserver.org, maybe it'll become obvious there. Is it caddyserver.org? caddyserver.com. Okay. I want to download. There's going to be a way soon where you can just use a caddy command to get the plugins you want. But I don't know where the heck did that go? Download caddy with plugins. This thing did exist very recently. All right. There's a, I swear there's a web page. I'm using this right now in another project. In fact, I'll go to the other project where I'm using it. Okay, under scripts, under installing caddy, Okay, I'm going to change this. I'm going to look at install.sh. So here, we're going to do this. mkdir-p then curl -o then caddy. Let's see, if not -f, oops, then -e. Okay, I don't know if that's quite right. You decided to stick with Go, JS, and C, huh? Why C? Drop C. Get rid of it. It's worthless. Well, you tell me why it's worthwhile. I don't think there's any use in C. But, yeah, tell me. Tell me why C. But of course, I agree with your choices about Go and JS. Obviously. Can I make a dedicated video regarding my Vim usage? Yes. Yes, I can. I should. Oh, gosh. This one's going to be if Darwin equals, again, uname-s, then, oops, fee else OS is Darwin, I think. Oh, bother. Started with C, and it looked too fast and interesting at that time. I want to learn it as a skill only. Okay. I think as an exploratory language, C is kind of fun. It's kind of yeah. I would never recommend it for productivity or for something that someone's paying you for, unless that happens to be kernel drivers. But I think even Rust is now getting into the Linux kernel. I think Rust is slowly going to be replacing C in the Linux kernel as well. Okay. All right. So that is not going to have an idempotency mabob to it. Let's see. What am I doing? Okay, so this is kind of stupid. I'm spending too much time on this, but I'm trying to think through. And it's good to, for me, it's good to do this over and over again because I'm figuring out, okay, where are the parts where this is troublesome or annoying, or I need to make this smoother and easier to do. Because I want to talk with Matt about getting some better default plugins in Caddy, or getting a more complete version of Caddy, because most of the stuff doesn't add much code. It's just I mean, you look at these plugins, a lot of them, they're 50 lines of code, you know. If you included all the DNS plugins, period, I don't think it would, well, it shouldn't increase the code size that much, but then their transitive dependencies could increase the code size dramatically. Okay, anyway, here we are. We're going to install dependencies. We're going to note you may need to close and reopen your terminal between steps. There we go. Run the server. Register as a service, run as a one-off. Caddy start config caddy file. There we go. Change to your duck.dns domain. Okay, so I've teased a Web3 project in the Rocket channel on the Discord. By the way, I should go ahead and give a Discord link to anybody that wants to join the Discord. Give me just one moment here as I copy this on over. So if you want to join in the Discord, yeah, those are 3 good languages to know. I think that between C and Go and JavaScript, which are all very, very flat, simple languages, other than C. C is rather complex, and you have to do lots of weird name nesting in C to get things to work if you go any beyond a toy project, because there is no namespacing in C. But I think that they are complementary in that what you learn from Go, JavaScript, and C can all be applied to each other. The way that you write JavaScript, you can write C. The way that you write C, you can write JavaScript. The way that you write Go, you can write JavaScript. The way that you write JavaScript, you can write Go. I'd actually put it in this order: Go, JavaScript, C. That's kind of the waterfall that you want to, well, actually, I'd say Go. For me, I've learned to write JavaScript from C and Go. that's had the greatest influence on how I write my JavaScript, and that's why I write really, really simple JavaScript, is because I came from C and Go. But I write better Go because of learning Rust. Okay, so let's see. Works for Mac OS and Linux. View logs. Okay, this would be Linux sudo journal control zfoo stripe demo, and then on Mac this would be tail, oh gosh, what is it? I'm just going to go ahead and register, let's see, caddy service here. No, register node service maybe. Okay, Webby, watch exec. Okay. Oh crap, I actually don't want that as system. Let's do this. Let's unload this. Good thing I checked that out. Okay, so if we're on Darwin, we don't want system or user. My bad. Wait a minute. Echo. Yo, yo, yo. What do we get here? All right, serviceman add. Blah, 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 blah. This is printing out the wrong thing. Library launch agents. Stripe. Why is this going the way that it is? Something went wrong here. What went wrong here? User? Is that what I need to do? Do I need to pass user here? Ah, there we go. Okay, so apparently Mac OS, I need to pass user. Let me make sure I got that over here as well. User. There we go. Whoops. Nope, not that one. Here. Okay, cool. The reason that I did this is just because I wanted to say where the logs come from. Playlist for Golang. Yes. So totally want to do that. Just needs to, I got to get to the point where I can do it. Yeah, I've got a really good project lined up for Golang. A very small, simple project. A random string generator. I am so surprised that nobody has taken this on. I've had it on the... so if you go to Creeds of Craftsmanship, and then look at the other issues, there is a portfolio project section. And this is linked in all the videos down in the doobly-doo, by the way. That's one of the things that's always there. Portfolio project ideas. There we go. I have in here random string generator. This is the one in particular. This is an excellent Go project. I also think it'd make an excellent Rust project. The problem with Rust is not easy to cross-compile. Rust is not easy to get working for Windows and Mac and Linux across the board. Whereas Go is super, super easy to do that. But this is the basic idea. I think that this is kind of wrong. Well, I guess we could just say you can only pass one of these options. You can't pass all three of them. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I want a random string generator for tokens and stuff, and passwords and secrets and yada, 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 yada. So that's going to be a great Go project. Anyway, let me finish this up. I should just be able to do tail-f here. Tail-f. Great. Excellent. Huzzah. All right, so if you want to do what I did, I recommend running this on DigitalOcean. $off / 60 days free. Let me go grab that from, I guess the description of this video should have it. Let me go see here. Where do I have? Boop, 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 boop. Oops. Nope. Darn, I'm going to have to pull that up real quick. I've got the video pulled up. In the description, I have down here DigitalOcean. There we go. Copy link address. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what we agreed on, Mr. YouTubes. Where's my copy? Copy this as text. Gosh, I hate all of the link double. Grab with my link. All right. All right, there we are. Cool. See, look at that. It took more time to do the README of the DevOpsy stuff than it did to get all the code working. All right, but here's the real test, and I would love this. If somebody else would try this out and see if the instructions are on point or not. But here we go. Git commit feat use caddy, use duckDNS plus caddy for a real demo with HTTPS. Cleanup plus, let's call this refactor plus feat. Refactor plus feat. Okay, well, here we are. I'm going to see if I can run this locally. Whoops. Was it this one? Or was it this one? No. I got too many things open. Let me close, 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 close. Here we are. It's this one. All right, so let's see if I can follow these instructions. So register domain at duckdns.org. We're going to go to duckdns.org. I'm going to click sign in with Twitter. Yeah, you're going to see my code here. That's okay. We're going to get rid of it. So, oh, wait. Whoops. That's not what I thought it was. Well, I got to reset that token. Let me reset that token real quick. Now probably something's going to break. Oh, well. Let me log out. Let me see. How do I log out of this thing? I think I actually have to go into the Applications tab and say delete all. Clear site data. There we go. Okay. Oh, there is a logout button. It's just in a weird place. Okay, that's so strange because I could have sworn. Oh, I know. I switched Twitters. Right. Got it. Okay, let me click sign in with Google. Okay, cool. So sign in with Google, and we're going to go with Stripe demo 123. As I said, well, we'll go with 321 here. All right, so I got that. I'm going to set it to 127.0.0.1. Let me make sure that the instructions actually say to do that. So now I'm testing my instructions. Okay. Replace example.duckdns. Okay, duckdns 12000. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go open up the caddy file, and I'm going to replace example with stripe demo. Whoops. Stripe demo 321 is the one that I picked. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and grab, whoops. Oh, I got a sneasel. Part of my problem with Golang is that it's so darn easy to learn. It's just difficult to want to create material for it because it just seems like what's out there is so good. What could I do more? I can't. Anyway, we're going to take this one here. That's all looking good. 321. All right, so I'm going to change home app to, yeah, so this is going to have to change to users AJ. I need to put that in the instructions. Read me. Replace home app example.duckdns.org with the path to your public folder with the absolute path. There we go. Okay, that needs to be in there. I'm going to wait on committing until I've gone through the instructions. Okay, so replace that, uncommented those lines. Let's go ahead and run the install process here. So I am going to go ahead and just rumruff. I'm not going to rumruff Node. It's not worth it. But do we have... I'll go ahead and get rid of caddy. I'm happy to get rid of caddy here. And then we have a bin caddy. No, we don't. Okay. So let's go ahead and run the install here. Interesting. I guess I had the previous version of Node. All right. So what took so long there? Something took a long time there. Oh, it's because my backup drive was spinning up. Oops. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix that a little bit. We could do similar thing if not command dash v. Well, I guess we don't need that. We just if not command dash v node dev null then, and then same thing again. Watch exec, right? Watch exec. I probably ought to put .env in here as well, just for good measure. I'm not using it right now, so I'll leave it out. Okay, so let's run that again. And this really should go up top. Okay. So cool. So that's looking all good. Now I could close this out and then open it up again, and then npm would be available. So I'd run npm CI, and that would actually get me the guaranteed versions. And then I could run, let's say that I don't, well, yeah, I want to run the register. So we're going to register caddy as a service here. A little bit long, but not a big deal. Huh, interesting. Oh, you know what? I know what went wrong here. We, of course, need to do chmod a plus x for caddy. And any of these places that we do it, okay. All right, cool. So now it seems to be running. Wait, that was registering caddy. Caddy is not a recognized subcommand. All right, something went wrong here. Home is not defined. I'm a little bit confused about that. So let's see if we can check this out. Something went wrong there. So register caddy service. What went wrong here? So we don't need sudo on that. That's a problem. Let me go check the other one as well. Register node service. We shouldn't need sudo on that. All right, so caddy add user path. Ah, typo, little typo there. All right, so let's go ahead and unload this one because this one is bad. So let's do sudo unload, and then just unload in general. All right, that's probably just as well. Try this again. Okay, this looks a lot better now already. Oh, but you know what? Here's the problem that we have with Caddy, is that Caddy can't listen on privileged ports on Mac in user mode. Okay, so we still have this problem here. So Caddy actually does need to run as a system service. So we do need the sudo with Caddy. Yeah, that's problematic. Okay. So we need an uninstall. Linux, we could have this. Sudo system ctl stop caddy stop stripe demo disable. And then on Mac, we need let's see. On Mac, we need to unload stripe demo. Hey, what's up? I don't know. Ashley Lucas. Hello. I don't know what vo-fi means. What does vo-fi mean? Oh, it's one of those stupid bots, isn't it? Hey, Ashley, you've got 15 seconds to prove you're not a bot, because I'm pretty sure that's a nudie site that you just posted in there. And I am going to block you. Alrighty. Yes, so this one, and then Daemons. All right, you did not prove that you are not a bot. So, Ashley, you are out. Boom. Boom. Oh, no. What happened there? Oh, no. So